I am borrowing this handout from MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, their program Global Studies and Languages. The handout is called The Writing Process, Making Expository Writing Less Stressful, More Efficient, and More Enlightening. The writing process, by the way, is widely used everywhere, college writing classes across the United States, and it's used because it works for just about everybody, so you should give it a shot. Okay. Free writing is a type of generating ideas. You may have heard of things like brainstorming, clustering, mind mapping. It's a way to gather ideas on paper very quickly. The consequence of writing is that you must start by writing the wrong meanings in the wrong words, but keep writing until you get to the right meanings in the right words. Only in the end will you know what you are saying. This quotation comes from Peter Elbow, one of the premier specialists in college writing and has been for many decades now. He's an older gentleman, very nice. Anyway, what is he saying here? Basically, you're not going to get to good ideas and you're not going to get to a way of expressing good ideas if you just sit and wait for a muse to park itself on your shoulder and whisper in your ear. It doesn't happen that way. That is a good way to waste time and feel bad about yourself, so don't do it. Instead, free write. What does this mean? It means write the wrong meanings in the wrong words. I know, it sounds terrible, but it works. Ray Bradbury, famous science fiction author, says, "Don't think, just write." And this is a thing that I say to my students in my classes all the time when I see them with the pen poised in hand and the furrowed brow when they've been given the command, "Write, right now." Just sit there and stare. Don't think, just write. It should come easily enough, like walking or breathing, if you practice it often enough. Free writing, a writing strategy developed by Peter Elbow in 1973, is similar to brainstorming but is written in sentence and paragraph form without stopping. Thus it, 1, increases the flow of ideas and reduces the chance that you'll accidentally censor a good idea, and 2, helps to increase fluency for second language learners. That is the ability to produce written language easily, as opposed to increasing accuracy, which is of course important, but which is better addressed later in the process. What does that mean? Again, if you sit and wait for the perfectly formed sentence to appear in your head, you could be sitting and waiting a long time. Don't do it. Get the idea down and then fix it. This is a much more efficient way of writing. It saves you a lot of time, makes you feel a lot better about writing. Okay, so as in brainstorming, you do write down every idea you can think of about your topic, no matter how crazy. You can judge later and no one else is going to see it. Don't worry about correct grammar or spelling. Unlike in brainstorming, you're going to be writing in sentence and paragraph form, more or less. Do keep your hands moving. If you can't think of anything, just keep repeating your subject, whatever that subject might be. Or repeat, write down, "I'm waiting for ideas to come and they will. I'm waiting for ideas to come and they will." Over and over until they do come, and they really will. Do feel free to use an occasional word from your native language if you're a second language learner, and if you can't think of the English word, but don't overdo this. What does this mean? That if you're a second language learner in English, you want to free write as much as possible in words that you know in English. If once in a while the idea is there and it's clear and it will only come out in your native language, then get that word down. But don't fill pages in your native language if you're working on your English ability and you're writing in English. By the way, even if English is your native language, the free writing process is going to increase your fluency as well. Your vocabulary, your ability to express ideas clearly. Free writing is a remarkable tool that you should have in your kit. The handout says to keep going for 15 or 20 minutes. I don't think so. I think if you're a first-time free writer and you try to write as fast as you can for 15 minutes, you're going to have horrible hand cramps and you're going to be very angry with me. Don't do that. My recommendation is 5 minutes. Keep going for 5 minutes, and then stop. Set a timer and write as fast as you can. Get out what you can get out. Note in Peter Elbow's original formulation of free writing, which was designed to generate not only ideas, but even a topic, the writer writes for a few minutes, right? 5 minutes. And then the writer chooses one idea or word from that free writing. So yeah, you can write for 5 minutes as quick as you can. When the timer stops, stop, put your pen down, read what you've written, see what kinds of ideas are there, see if you have something that you can use and go forward with. And if you do, the thing you do is then take another piece of paper and write that idea at the top and set your timer again. Go 5 more minutes. And this is, Peter Elbow called this loop writing. And looping is a great idea for developing papers for college, for developing research, or anything at all, actually. Anyway, so you repeat that process again, successively refining your topic. This process can be a useful one if you are truly starting from scratch and are not even sure about what you want to write your paper about. So yes, free writing and loop writing can be used for multiple purposes. In fact, many of my students consider it a form of therapy, really, a way of feeling less anxious about what's going on in their lives. Yes, you can free write about personal stuff. Of course you can. And it might help you get some perspective on whatever it is you're experiencing in life. Free writing is a great way to prepare for an exam you have at the college. Let's say you arrive to the classroom 10 or 15 minutes early. You know, are you going to sit there and open a textbook and stare at it for a few minutes and see if that helps you, or stare at your notes? Or maybe you want to open up your notebook and free write for 5 minutes about everything you can remember over the semester in your chemistry class, or what have you. Free writing is a great way of making ideas tangible. It's a great way of kind of consolidating your thoughts. And, you know, when you walk in that classroom to take that test, you will have actively engaged your mind in thinking about what the topic is. So yeah, multiple purposes, but for us, free writing is something you want to do to help you think about what kinds of papers you're going to be writing, to help you think about your research, what you've been researching. You can read your sources, read your assignments, and sit and free write for a few minutes to gather your thoughts before, you know, putting together your homework assignment or your essays. You can do it multiple times. You can loop. Okay, so works for me. I hope it works for you.